Last month's blockade of the oil field has had major consequences for Lukoil's plan to get oil flowing by November. Now, a new workforce needs to be recruited.
Quantity of working people here dropped from 3,200 down to 400 and site.
Heavy equipment must be installed, and drilling needs to get back on schedule.
We are going to be in bad situation because spending more hours, more time, more money.
Hidden deep below Iraq is one of the world's largest remaining onshore oil fields, West Kurna 2. One Russian oil man has dreamt about developing this field for 20 years.
Я впервые побывал в Ираке, это в 1989 году, когда был заместителем министра. Конечно, я никогда не мог забыть тот масштаб запасов нефти, который находился в Ираке, и материалы, по которым были в компании «Лукойл».
Extracting this oil is the greatest challenge ever faced by oil field workers. They battle extreme weather, searing heat, howling winds, and flash floods. They operate in a region where intimidation, violence, and terrorism are a constant threat. But the greatest challenge of all is time. They have to lay hundreds of kilometers of pipelines, build a processing facility, tank farm and power station, and drill 23 wells, all within a construction window of 14 months.
И это была такая гонка со временем. Это как быстрые шахматы.
Throughout March and April, workers and management at West Kurna 2 managed to catch up the 2 months they'd fallen behind schedule. But this achievement was undone when for 4 days a group of Iraqis blockaded the oil field. The blockade pushed all 5 of the major projects behind schedule, and now they have only 210 days to first oil. To get oil flowing by November the 23rd, they have to build a central processing facility that will remove impurities from the oil, a gas turbine power plant to provide electricity for the entire project, a 103-kilometer-long export pipeline, a tank farm to hold the oil. Drilling clusters need to be built, 23 oil wells drilled, and infrastructure constructed to pump the oil to the central processing facility. The first thing Lukoil must do is ensure that there are no further demonstrations. The president of Lukoil overseas calls the tribal sheiks to a meeting at the pilot camp.
Но я понимаю, что невольно мы оказались вашими соседями. И нам вместе долго жить вместе. Давайте находить, давайте понимать проблемы друг друга и давайте их решать.
The sheiks have unrealistic expectations of Lukoil.
أن تهتم بالمشاريع اللي تخصنا مستشفيات، مدارس، تبني بعض الطرق، يساهم يعني بإحياء المنطقة.
Kuzayev explains the economic reality.
Я хотел спросить у шейхов. Шейхи знают, сколько сегодня стоит нефть? $100 стоит нефть. Лукойлу за его работу платят $1.15. Чтобы вы понимали, остальные все деньги идут иракскому государству.
للناس أهل المنطقة لأنه أنا واحد من الناس دور سجلاتهم لا أبني ولا ولدي ولا أخوتي ولا ما لي مصلحة أنا أحكي مصلحة عامة وليس مصلحة خاصة.
Диктата никакого я терпеть не буду здесь. Но то, что я вам обещаю, давайте посмотрим, что мы можем сделать, чтобы именно в первую очередь люди из Мадейна прошли подготовку, обучение и стали нефтяниками, которые здесь живут и работают. Я вам обещаю максимальную дружбу, содействие, честное, справедливое отношение.
Kuzayev has promised to help the sheiks present their demands to the local and national governments as long as they refrain from violence and threats. The project most severely affected by the blockade is the central processing facility. It's 4 months behind schedule. The biggest challenge now is finding people willing to work here.
And most of the people left the location, didn't return after. They were afraid of the attitude of the local nationals, very aggressive to them. Quantity of working people here dropped from 3,200 down to 400 in the site.
Lukoil have to import 1.5 million tons of equipment to develop the oil field, all of which enters Iraq through the port at Qasr. The problems here are so complex and critical. Head of procurement Ivan Beltikov has been brought in to find a solution.
The main bottleneck is document control. We deal with a lot of number of papers coming from different countries, which need to be legalized according to Iraqi rules.
Clearing the paperwork is only half the challenge. Moving the equipment from the port to the oil field is equally demanding.
We bring about 1,500,000 tons to the site, which is related to 90,000 road trips. It means we need to operate at least 900 trucks a day.
Ivan has made significant progress. The first of the big shipments has finally cleared the port and have arrived at the CPF. It's a giant oil heater weighing 158 tons. Vitaly is overseeing this key installation. He's been waiting a long time for this moment.
Around 8 months is the manufacture of this heater. It's 2 months delivery and customs clearance. Around 2 weeks preparation work. Now this is final step. It's 158 tons it should be installed. This is a hot oil heater for hot oil system. It is a system for heating of the oil during the oil treatment. Hi, KT. Come to here.
No, this is one of the monumentary installation.
Just this one.
The fittings need to be millimeter perfect.
Any mistake, any fault of this operation is important.
It takes 5 hours to secure the heater into position.
Very happy, very happy. We work hard, just work hard, and we finish.
It also enough to change skyline again.
A quarter of a mile from the banks of the Euphrates, a crew are hard at work building the crucial pipeline that will send oil from the field to the export terminal. The pipeline is due to be completed by October 2013. They're making good progress with the wells. Each pipe section is lifted into place. The ends of the pipe are smoothed by a hand grinder. The 2 connecting sections are then clamped together. Then a welding tent is moved over them to keep the dust out. and then the automatic welding machines join the pipes together. A group of local tribespeople arrived looking for work.
أنا أريد تعيين من الشركة حتى أعيش من الشركة من الدولة أي واحد حتى لا تولد ولا واحد يشتغل. وهاي مزرعتي عايش بيها من أنا هذا شاب تشوفني شاب عشت بيها لحد الآن وأبوي وهكذا ليش ما يعوضوني؟ خلي يعوضوني يعني وين أروح يا أخي ما
The locals refuse to leave until their grievances are addressed. It's dangerous to have civilians on the welding site. The crew down tools. This is yet another delay.
Every day we face some problems with local community. These people is very poor. Their major demands is to get some jobs, and they try to do everything to achieve their goal.
Lukoil call in the Army Oil Field Protection Brigade. They take a note of their complaint and promise to take it up with the local authorities. The protesters disperse, and work starts again on the vital pipeline. To recover their schedule, Lukoil's program of simultaneous operations has been expanded to the drilling clusters. While the crew drills wells, engineers are building the infrastructure required to transport the oil to the CPF. But at Cluster 4, all SIMOPs have come to a halt because the drill string has reached a layer of limestone. This porous rock often holds pockets of explosive gas. This gas causes the drill string to shudder. This is known as kicking.
We are getting kick. So there are two sort of kick. One gas kick and the other is fluid kick. It's dangerous. Like if it come to the surface, so it's become blowout. So that's very dangerous for the environment, disastrous for the human being, for the equipment, and for everything.
Simultaneous operations increase the danger of a blowout.
If you are doing some hard work and you are giving sparks, so that spark may get fired.
A blowout is the most dangerous event on a drilling rig. This is when a ball of gas shoots up the drill string, ignites on the drill floor, and envelops the entire rig. Vadim is an oil field veteran who's experienced a blowout firsthand.
I remember that day for all my life. So almost 12 years ago, I worked in Yemen that time.
The aftermath of this event was captured on video.
That explosive moved me away from mud system. When I landed on my face, my fingers, my arms was completely burned, just piece of skins. I was actually really scared, not even about myself, about my family, about people who is waiting me at home, and you know, but really, it was too scary.
There's better news at the gas turbine power plant. The 3 giant gas turbine units that were shipped from Italy have arrived. Once installed, these turbines will generate electricity for the entire oil field. The workers prepare the equipment to lift the turbines into place. As dusk falls, the first generator is lifted. The base is carefully cleaned of all grit and sand to ensure that no abrasive substances can damage it. Once clean, the generator is gently lowered into position. This needs to be accurate to a millimeter. It fits perfectly. Now the other two turbines need to be put in place. At Cluster 7, Mahmoud El-Feki and his team are desperately trying to get back on schedule after having to abandon a stuck drill bit last month. The drillers are now reaching the same depth where they lost the bit, and everything is proceeding smoothly. The rate of penetration, known as the ROP, is high.
We make a good record for this one in West Corner field, 450 meters per day.
As the drill string bores deeper into the limestone rock, Mahmoud notices a problem.
Much as you go deeper, formation is getting harder. So as you can see here, the ROP is coming slower, and then keep slower all the time since we are drilling in hard formation. Last 3-4 hours, we'd never reach 15 meters per hour, or at least 10 meters an hour. We are drilling all the time between 1 to 3 or 4.5, so which is not enough.
With the rate of penetration dramatically slowing, Mahmoud is concerned that the drill bit might get stuck.
Right now, because of ROP, less ROP and going less and less, it means that we are going to be in bad situation because spending more hours, more time, more money.
He makes a difficult decision. He decides to change the drill bit.
I'm not happy to pull out the full bit, but no any other options. We have to do it.
This means that the crew will need to bring the 1.5 kilometer of drill string back to the surface so they can change the bit before sending it back down again. This will take at least 24 hours. Mahmoud briefs his riggers on changing the drill bit. This is known as tripping the drill pipe.
We have a problem while drilling right now. We have slow ROB. Most probably it will be the bit. Okay? What we are doing right now is, for us, is not productive time. We are losing money and losing time because of this. This trip, it will cost us around 24 hours without any kind of revenue. We will not gain any money. We will not gain any time. No meters. Okay? Okay, gentlemen. I hope to do the job safely, number one, and do it fast, please, just to come back to the drilling because we need just to push it up to go back to the drilling. Okay? Okay. Good luck.
With 1.5 kilometers of drill string underground, this is a back-breaking task.
It is an unexpected job, and today I guess it's a 12-hour workout. Lifting the pipes, pushing them, lifting the slips, pushing the hydraulic tongue and everything. It requires energy full time.
They already pull out around 11 stands per hour. I'm expecting 8 to 8.5, which is good. So far we are in good shape.
Close to midnight the next day, the drill bit assembly finally arrives on the rig floor. The original drill bit is carefully removed.
Right now we're just replacing with the new one, and I hope so that it works fine and smooth, and definitely it would do work out. The guys worked hard a lot. It was a team spirit and team leadership, everything. So it worked fine.
The brand new drill bit, known as a PDC, cuts through hard rock quicker than any other drill bit available. The PDC is fitted with black diamond blades and is the cutting edge of a $3 million bottom hole assembly. There is no time for rest. The new bit is immediately sent back underground. Mahmoud monitors the drill bit's progress.
Yeah, you can see after we change the bit, we have a very, very good improvement. Last time it was here, it was between 1 to 10, 3 meters per hour. Now we are talking about 14, 15, 10. So all the time you are rounded between 10 to 15 meters per hour.
The drill bit is quickly cutting through the hard rock.
We are very pleased that to address to our offices and to everybody in rig sites that we take a right decision at the right time to change the bit and run back to bottom and to saving our time once more time again.
For the next week, the crew on Cluster 7 work around the clock to make up for lost time. Mahmoud's crew complete this well in record time. His bosses are delighted.
We were about 10 days behind the schedule because of this issue, but the well was completed successfully and it was delivered very well.
I'm proud of my crew. Even after that hard time, we finished the hole and everything perfect now, and we are again ahead and moving forward.
Mahmoud's crew's relentless work has been recognized by the senior management. They're awarded the highest honor at West Kerner 2.
Mahmouda! Okay, look in Mahmouda!
Mahmoud is happy that his crew has been rewarded. But there's no room for complacency. They still have 2 wells to drill.
Each well is unique, okay? It's like, for example, you are father and you have some babies. All of them is not the same. You are the same father and same mother for the same children, but all of them is not the same. Your fingers not equal, so you don't know exactly what happened down there. So you listen carefully to the well.
July the 10th, 2013. It's the first day of Ramadan. For the next 30 days, Muslims are forbidden to eat or drink from sunrise to sunset. This has a huge impact on the productivity of the largely Muslim workforce.
Ramadan impacts people, for sure. There are very limited number of the local people those able to maintain the same schedule because the schedule of life is changing dramatically. So they eat nighttime and they ought to work daytime. This is killing, actually, the productivity.
Lukoil and Samsung have worked together to devise a new plan to get back on schedule. They're expecting the arrival of an extra 800 workers in the next week. In addition, Lukoil have introduced a double shift. It's going to be an extremely hot, back-breaking and difficult month. But if the plan works, they might get back on schedule. Medina, 3:30 in the morning. Samsung employee Haki Seba and his family have gathered for the first meal of the day. They won't eat again until the sun goes down.
We are eating now. This we called it suhoor. This is the first time we eating before start up fasting. Because we will fasting 16 or 14 hours. During this time, we don't eat anything. We don't drink anything.
Before heading off to work, Haki performs his morning prayers. This is the 2.5 kilometer square site of the central processing facility. It took 3 months to stabilize the ground with 13,000 concrete piles. Then the massive pipe racks were put into place. Finally, after a delay of 2.5 months, the pipes have arrived on site. 180 kilometers of pipe need to be fitted into the pipe racks. Mark Sturman is overseeing this installation.
What we really wanted was the pipe to be here before the pipe racks were placed. That has not happened, of course. The pipe racks have been modularized and lifted and are now set. There's one big pile of different shapes, sizes and diameters of pipe in a big heap. And that jigsaw puzzle in itself is a massive undertaking, which we really didn't want to have to do. We've now got a nightmare on site that we will have to disassemble this jigsaw puzzle and put it back together again in the right order. It's 2.5 months late than we anticipated, which means we've now got to run extra shifts to try and make that final November completion date.
Haki arrives at the CPF. He works for Samsung as an administrator.
I have to get a sign, confirm our access permit.
So it's just for 7 days, huh?
Yeah, 7 days.
Good.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you very much. See you.
He's lucky. He's based in an air-conditioned office.
My job is inside, but outside is 48. So as guys is working outside, facing difficulties.
In the searing heat, the guys have to cool down. Being Ramadan, they can't drink, so they douse themselves with cold water. The crippling heat is clearly taking its toll on all the workers.
شمس قوية احنا بنسحب الماي ما نشرب.
The majority of the pipeline has been successfully welded together. The team have completed 99% of the welds. Now the finished sections need to be placed into trenches and buried. Half a dozen gigantic mechanized lifters have been deployed to lift the completed pipeline sections. The subcontractor, Techno, has struggled with the pipeline since day one, and now they're weeks behind schedule.
We do have our problems with Techno on a daily basis.
And today is no different. Sections in the trench overlap. All work comes to a halt.
It is annoying, but this is a pipeline, you know, and we're not talking millimetres here, we're talking centimetres and metres sometimes. So we're talking, what, 25 centimetres here, so we're not going to start crying over that, you know. It's something we have to deal with on a daily basis.
This will be dealt with later. The guys need to keep going. They need to lay the pipe either side of 2 river crossings. The pipeline needs to cross the Euphrates River and the 3rd River Canal, and so far there's been little progress. At the 3rd River Canal, the directional drilling team are trying to get back on schedule. The head driller is happy with the ground conditions.
A good ground to drill. All the ground is salty clay. This is good to drill.
As the drill bit cuts its way beneath the river, the string of pipe sections behind it is extended to allow the bit to move forward. At the moment, it's taking 10 minutes to add each new section. This is far too long. The lead engineer wants to speed up this process.
Yeah, I'm measuring the time, how much we take and how much required for better progress. थोड़ा pressure से उसे जाके उसको एक बंदा बेल्ट ले लेवे ना फिर. Can I stop now? Final. 8 minutes and 42 seconds. Happy. But I want to make it 5 minutes.
If they can maintain this rate of progress, they'll complete the borehole in just 7 days. It's now halfway through Ramadan. Productivity is still down at the CPF. Samsung have only managed to recruit a handful of the additional workers they require. They go straight to work.
We need to close the gap of the 2.5 months that we've lost.
They're welding together sections of the 1.2-kilometer long flare pipe.
Welding itself is an extremely skilled job, particularly with this flare pipe. They're welding together 3 sections because it's quicker and faster and it's less welds up in the air. Welds on the ground are faster, welds in the air are slower and not as safe.
Once 3 sections are welded together, they're lifted onto the pipe rack. Each section weighs 1.2 tons. Every day, they need to weld 80 sections together to have any chance of getting back on schedule. The 103-kilometer export pipeline crosses land farmed by many hundreds of Iraqi farmers. Each one has been offered compensation.
В период Саддама их просто выселяли и все. Здесь было сделано все цивилизованно. Люди получили то вознаграждение, на которое они рассчитывали.
The Southern Oil Company agreed to compensate every farmer.
Впервые крестьяне получили компенсацию в Ираке за всю историю, получили компенсацию из правительственной казны для потери их сельхозугодий, которые необходимо были перевести в промышленные земли.
Only one farmer still refuses to accept compensation. He's holding out for more money. The farmer has stopped excavators getting onto his land by lying in front of them. This is causing yet more delays. Murad has been dispatched to resolve this dispute.
I mean, the engineer from SOC, he told them not to work here. So we're trying to figure out what's going on, why he stopped them. We'll see what we get.
He's frustrated that the representative from the Southern Oil Company has stopped all work.
Yesterday I got the confirmation that the problem was solved and we can go. Somebody solved that. We will just start working and we'll see what will happen.
Murad decides to force the issue.
Start the job. Okay. Start the job. Let police talk to the guy. No problem, I'm here. Okay.
Now the soldiers from the oil field brigade move in.
So, Mr. Ibrahim, the situation is critical.
The landowner is arrested.
We have to push him out.
Murad has broken the stalemate and work gets underway. Medina, 7 p.m. It is now Eid al-Fitr, the holiday that marks the end of Ramadan, and Haki and his Iraqi colleagues are in the mosque for the final prayer of the day. The Imam is delighted that foreign oil companies have come to Iraq.
احنا بالنسبة أي شركة من الشركات اللي تجي تخدم أبناء الشعب العراقي هي مشكورة على هذه الجهود، وإن شاء الله تبذل جهود أكثر لتطوير المنطقة وللعمل الدائم في هذه المنطقة إن شاء الله.
To celebrate Eid al-Fitr, Haki lays on a feast for his family and tribal elders.
Now moon is finishing because Ramadan is finishing. In Ramadan we made food for our cousins and our uncles. This is a small village. Everybody here is cousin everybody.
There is bad news at the third river. The drilling machine has stopped turning. The borehole has collapsed. The reamer is stuck halfway under the river. Drilling manager Vadim Ilyin has arrived to find out why.
Охренеть, блядь. Basically, what I can say now, so they lost gearbox. The gearbox was broken for some reason. We don't know exactly what was happening, bearings or something else. But amazing. Bad situation.
Vadim questions the crew.
Mr. Nikiforov sent me here just to see what's going on exactly. First of all, do you have program for drilling?
We have.
Where is it?
We submitted at the office.
My friend, it should be in driller's cabin. Program should be here. Second thing, you're mad. Also should be fluid program.
Vadim suspects there might be a link between the mud used as lubricant and the broken gearbox.
Okay, my friend, what's it? What can I say? It's absolutely brand new equipment. Never ever was used. Okay, my friend.
The mud was not mixed properly, causing the gearbox to overheat and break down.
Simple reason, a human factor. There is no any drilling program, there is no any instruction, there is nothing. Right now we're stuck somewhere in the middle of that river. So I don't know. If we will be lucky, we will be able to pull that tools. If not, we aren't.
Losing the drill under the third river means that the last 6 weeks' work has been a total waste of time and effort. They'll need to start again. This couldn't have happened at a worse time. Lukoil's goal to reach first oil by November hangs in the balance. Success or failure rests on their ability to catch up on the schedule over the next 2 months. The entire project is now critically behind schedule. Despite all the setbacks, Lukoil's management refused to give up on their dream of reaching first oil by November.
Очень верю в команду Лукойла, в тех людей, которые здесь работают. Они не жалеют своего времени, своего здоровья, работают круглые сутки для достижения поставленных целей. Я очень верю в наш успех.
In August, hopes are crushed as problems escalated to disasters.
Ты докладываешь, у меня все нормально, мы застыли. Ничего не нормально.
The ongoing manpower shortage becomes a crisis.
There's no sufficient quantity of the welders and the workers.
If solutions aren't found quickly, all hope of reaching first oil will be lost.